Are you planning to move to Germany? Then this video has all the information you need. Today we have Uzma Nishad with us. She's a consultant with over 10 plus years of experience and she's the founder of ESC Europro. So it's basically a consultancy that focuses on immigration to Germany. So let's get started. Let's start with why Germany. So, if we take the 90s Bollywoods and all, we can see a lot of films where like Indians go to London, US, and they celebrate the culture over there. But recently, say for past 5 to 10 years, there is a lot of shift, and I see many people of my age and of my brother's age, like 20s, 30s, and all, going to Germany. So why Germany?
Yes.
Why it has become suddenly so trending and appealing for aspiring students?
There are a lot of factors that it is making Germany a number one destination comparatively to other countries. And looking at the current scenarios for USA as a visa concerns or Canada, UK, so the students or people who are looking forward to work in the country are shifting towards Europe. And when we say Europe, Germany stands number one. There are major factors that Germany is standing number one, and amongst which the first is their strong economy. Of course, anybody as a student or a parent who would like to send their kid to an international destination, they have to see how well is the economy doing and their stability, and in terms of their currency value. Now, if you see, Germany has a highest job market, majorly in engineering, IT, manufacture, healthcare sectors. There's also a myth in among students or even the parents that Germany is always known for mechanical engineering kind of a candidate or a student to go to, which isn't known. There are plenty fortune organizations which is absolutely available for IT as a market for students to go to, even in terms of electrical as a field to go to. Healthcare sectors, there are plenty of healthcare sectors where anybody can get placed or study the program and then get placed into these job markets. And the second highest is the high quality of education. Of course, as a student, you have to see what is the education quality or accreditation when you go study in the country. Now, Germany is always known for their renowned for their university accreditations and known globally or internationally. Many institutions from there are ranking among top 10, like you say TU9 universities, you see there are globally ranked. These are the top universities and accreditations, which is very well known in the country, of course, in the global, which means you can study in the country, you can also go with the degree to any other country to start working or settling. And tuition fees. The very big factor or a thing a student or a parent concern is about the financial aspects. Now, when you go as an international candidates, how much is the affordability going to be, and what kind of a tuition fees they'll have to take care if they're going to study a UG program for 3 years or a master's program for 2 years of duration. Now, the best factor in Germany is that there's no tuition fees for students whatsoever. What it means is there are public universities. So Germany is bifurcated universities into public and private universities. Public universities are run under government, so the tuition fees for public universities is absolutely zero, which is also applicable to international students, not just for the residents. There are public universities in other countries too, but the factor is that it is only accessible for residents at a lower cost and not for international students. So this is one of the good factor for students, or the country attracts students, skilled workers to come to the country, because the cost of living or tuition fees is absolutely nil. Max to max, there could be semester fees, which is around 800 to 1000 euros, which is very low comparatively to the fees that you may pay in your own home countries in the universities or colleges that you get into. In terms of living cost, of course, again, the living cost is very low comparatively to any other countries, which varies around 11,400 to 11,800 euros per year, which means per month you will be required about 800 to 900 euros to make it as a living as a student or a person living in the country, which is very least comparatively to other countries. If you go to USA, Canada, UK, your cost of living is nothing less than 10, 12 lakhs. But here in Europe, it is in Germany, it's going to be around 10 lakhs or 11 lakhs. And there's always an option for you to do your part times and pick up that kind of a living costing, which makes it absolutely free in both the ways, in terms of their living or in terms of the studying, which is a best factor. The other also a myth is that the courses or the university programs that offered in Germany, they think that it is going to be mechanical related programs and majorly known for these kind of programs in universities. No, they have various different kind of programs which is related to IT, which is related to science, which is related to business management. So the every university is divided again into two aspects, which is the technical universities and applied science universities. A simple understanding is the STEM programs and non-STEM programs which universities are offering. And yes, there are English thought programs in the country. Also, there are bilingual thought programs, which means the student can learn or graduate from a program which is taught in English, few subjects, as well as in German in few subjects. Language, yes, there will be a requirement if you're going for bilingual, which is about A1, A2 levels. If you're going for an English thought programs, you will not need German language whatsoever to apply to universities, which is also a good factor. Because you're going to an English thought programs, of course, you will need IELTS with whatever is the grade bare minimum of 6.5. Post-study work availability option. Of course, any student who's going to a country will look forward to an option which says how long can they stay in the country until they find a job, which is a very big factor. Yes, the country offers you about 1.5 years, which is 18 months of duration for you to be in the country to find your jobs. These are some of the factors which makes Germany a destination for you to go to or study into, covering all your requirements or all your worries that in terms of your financial aspects or in terms of your job market.
Usma, that's a lot of incredible points that you have shared with us. Now, coming to the second question, you told about part-time jobs. So the second question is more about it. So most of the students who are coming to Germany wants to settle there, like do job over there and have a high standard of living, as you stated. So how much to this does internship helps? So is there any option to take internships while they are studying? And after study also, does internships help them to land in a full-time job? So can you shed some light on that?
Absolutely, yes. Now, another great or good factor in German education system is that they have theoretical and practical curriculum together, which means every graduate and every master's going student have to do theoretical for, say, you have 4 semesters, 3 semesters is going to be theoretical and 1 semester is going to be practical, which means you're going to get hands-on experience into the industry. You're going to go into the industries, learn the technical aspects in the industries where you're going to do the learning as well as the experiencing what is there in the industry or the market. So internships will provide students with hands-on experience into their relative field, as we were speaking. So like I said, the education system is a combination of theoretical and practical curriculum. So here what happens is when the students start going, they start doing their practical or 6 months of internship will be into the relative industries which the universities will assist you with, which is a very good point. And second thing is that you will have an insight into the work environment in the country, in the industry, what are the business etiquettes and how are the communications styles, working culture in Germany. These are all something which is very required as a student or somebody who's new in the country to understand how you can get into the market or industries. Internships will also offer a platform to build a professional networking in Germany or in the industries that you're going with, which are very much valuable for your future job opportunities. Like you're going to work closely with some of the associates, their mentors, their or supervisors. This can often also have a chance for you to do references or get references or even get job offers later. So in terms of internships, this is one of the options. And we were talking about the part-time options. Legally, as a student, if you're going to study, first 6 months of time, you're not allowed to do any kind of a part-time. But of course, post that period of time or during that period of time, you have an options to apply as an assistantship in the university itself, where you can be an assistant for a teacher, you can be an assistant for a researcher, which also pays you. And this is also a very good reference that you carry, or a recommendation letter that you carry from your professors or from your college to go to your higher education or to get into an industry, which is very important. Part-time jobs, plenty available. When we say part-time jobs, it may not have to be anything it is related to education, or it can be out of education, like you can start working in any kind of a local businesses in your surroundings, or you can take up projects for a monthly basis or 6 months basis or whatsoever comes into picture, and you get paid. These are the options that is available for the students when they're in the country.
Yeah, that's also very insightful. Like this, I think many students don't know about this 6 month scheme. That after 6 months
Yes.
they can take a part-time job. That's a very fresh point. I think like it will help a lot of students who are going abroad. Now you coming to the third question, you told about the importance of German language in the first question.
Yes.
So like we want to dive a bit deeper into that context. So let's take about post-graduation visa, so work visa. So do we need German language to secure a work visa in Germany?
Yes, absolutely.
Or if it's not required for non-German speakers, so what are the other languages? Already told about IELTS. Can you give a more light on it? Can you broaden the horizon for us?
Yes, absolutely. For you to obtain a blue card, which is a work permit, you of course definitely need a German language, which is B2 level. B1 or B2 is absolutely required. It's simply bifurcated into 5 levels: A1, A2, B1, B2, C1. These are the levels. Now, when you're working and getting into a country which is native language speaking, so you will have to know language. Even as a English speaking course or a graduation or a master's degree that you're applying to, there is no necessity of a German language, like I said. But I always suggest anybody who's going to the country to take up a basic of A1, A2 levels, because like I said, you're going to a country which is German, absolutely German speaking. In terms of, you make a call, you make an appointment, you ask for a direction, you reach the country, see the signboards, everything is going to be in German. So you have to know your basic understandings, and this is a plus point, I would say, as a candidate or a student going to the country, adding value to your profile. And I've seen a lot of students who don't even need German language. They go with A1, A2, or B1 levels. When they go to the visa officer and they say they've already learned the language, and they try to ask them, "Hi, how are you?" and they reply back, they're very happy. They're happy to see that you're making an effort to go to the country, because you know you have to make your studies or living there, and you have to know the cultures or the language. And in terms of certifications, um, after you learn language, it's not mandatory that you go to a specific learning language center. You can learn at any places which is accessible to you, or you can do it online. There are plenty of language learning centers surrounding you, but the requirement is you need to be officially certified from the German frame, European frame, which we call it as Goethe, as an institute recognized for your German language center. There are many alternative examination boards too, like Goite, which is ECL. There is also OSD. So these are also alternatives where examination dates available, because there's a concern with students that, oh, Goite, we're not able to get dates and we're not able to take up exams. Neither are we going to get certificates. These are alternative examination boards, which is absolutely accepted by the universities or the workplace you're going to, and you can get your certification. Like I said, for obtaining work visa, even if you're English speaking, you need to have German language. If you're going to the country, always go with the language learning. It's absolutely adding value to your profile and to yourself, knowing a language.
That's incredible. A lot of insights. I think with your insights, now the student might have finished the education. So you told about all the procedures. Now the student finished education. Now comes the job hunting part, the career counseling part. So
Yes.
you know that CV is like the first impression to any employer. So can you tell some tips to curate the CV in such a way that the German employer would be
Mhm.
highly impressed? That highly improves the chances of securing the job.
Sure. Even for you to apply as a student to university, you need a CV. In terms of job application, you need a CV. It is a very simple format which is called Europass. Anybody who goes online and types in for Europass format, you will find it. It is curriculum vitae, and it is also called as Lebenslauf in German word. It is a simple CV. You don't have to add lot of informations. You need to keep it limited to a page or two. And it is a must for you to have your photograph, which should be a professional photograph or a headshot of yourself, and it should be professional or neutral. And in terms of informations, when you go in terms of informations, you start with your personal informations with your full name and contact info, then move into your relevant industrial experience or any kind of an internships or any kind of a certifications you have. It should be to the point and crisp, like you have software certification C++ or Java. You just write there and with certification name of it or the year, and move into your academic information. Start with the recent one, which means your graduate or a master's holding student, and then go to graduate, and then higher secondary, and then your 10th boards. You need to mention your school name completely and year of passing. That's it, nothing more than that. And then you will add few information which could be related to your studies or to your job, that is under skills. So you will have to mention about, say you have your soft skills into communications or team management and XYZ, or you have skills in acquiring certain programming languages and XYZ that you've done online or offline. You will have to mention about it. um, and also, of course, very important, please mention about language. If you have done German language, which level of language, A1, A2, or B1 or B2? Or if you've done language which is English, IELTS, equivalent to B1 or B2 level of English or C2 level of English, has to be mentioned. This is it. You shouldn't exceed more than this. This is a very simple format. Everybody follows Europass format for your resume doing.
That's very helpful. I think students like who are listening to it will definitely look into it. Now, when I was searching about German university admissions and all, a term struck me. It's actually a short form like APS. So, can you elaborate APS for us?
Yes, absolutely. It stands for Academic Evaluation Center. It is APS is come into existing only about 2 years now. Earlier to that, we never had APS, especially for Indian going students. So this is applicable only. So APS, like I said, it stands for Academic Evaluation Center. It's a German organization which evaluates the students' credentials, like in terms of your education of your 10th, 12th, or your graduation degree boards. So this helps streamline the visa and the university admission process. It makes it easy. It means that you are being authenticated of your certificates of your education at APS, and they certify you. They give you a certificate saying that you are a genuine authenticated student, as well as they give you an examination. This is applicable. Test AS is the examination, and this is applicable only for the UG going students, not for masters or PhD applicants or students. Test AS is basically going to be test about your technical knowledge and German language if needed, if there is, basically into your subjects like mathematics and a couple of other more subjects. There is scoring in the examination for about 100 or 110 or 120. There is no specific set as a passing mark or a failing mark. You're going to get what you're going to get. Try get about 90 or 100, which means your profile is a very good profile or good profile to study in the country. And for others, like I said, APS certificate is simply authenticating your education or your degree mark certificate saying that yes, this is authenticated and something which is genuine as a student who's applying to the country. This process basically happens through online. You have to go to APS portal, register yourself, and fill in your details and submit your documents. You'll have to make a fee payment about 18,000 rupees, and then your processing will start, and you will get your certificate in about 2 months or 3 months. Now the board is streamline the process and trying to give you the certificate as sooner as possible. Yes, earlier there were challenges in getting APS certificate in timely basis, but now it is not an issue. When you go fix or book an appointment for your studies on a VFS website, the first information that the website will ask you is your APS number. Only with that, you will be able to move ahead to book an appointment or do any kind of application processing. So, which means APS is a very important factor when you are applying as a student going to the country.
Oh, yeah, that's a new perspective. Now, coming to the last question of the session, can you tell about the duration of visa processing and all? Like, you can tell from a student's perspective as well as about the post-graduation visa. So, can you explain about those
Yes.
aspects?
Yes, absolutely. So, like I said, you will have to go through the VFS website for any kind of a, appointment booking as a student or a work permit when you're applying for going to Germany. VFS Global is the website you'll have to go through. Now, how do you do? What are the timeline and what are the requirements? Is going to be very simple. When you go on to VFS Global, according to your country, if it is India, UAE, you have to download the checklist of documents. For a student visa, it's going to be a national visa. Schengen visa is less than 90 days. That's for a visit visa, which is not to you. What is applicable to you, you have to first look into that aspect, which is a national student visa, which is a stay of more than 90 days. When you select that category, and then you have a checklist of documents from the website, which will be in terms of your academics, your passport, your resume, university admission. It can be a conditional admission or a direct admission. Most of the universities will give you conditional admissions if you have to fulfill a language or any XYZ as a requirement before you go to the country. If you're going as a work or a work permit employee, you'll have to have a work contract from your employer. And rest of the following documents, cover letters will be one of the aspect. Now, cover letter is as per visa. It's not as per the work. That is one thing you have to understand. What does this cover letter for visa means is, what is the purpose of you going to the country? Are you going to study? How long is your duration? What course? And why you are applying to Germany? And what is your plans? You can always say that you are going to study into XYZ industry and looking into XYZ organizations that isn't available in the country. I see myself to be a senior engineer or whatever positions you want to be, which is why I want to be in the country and study, for an example. Cover letter. what is the plans for studies. This should be the information that you have to be adding in. When you go fix an appointment, you basically fill the application and make a visa fee payment, about 80 euros. That's the visa fee payment. You will do to the consulate. You can take it in form of a DD, or you can carry cash. There's no other mode of acceptance of money there. When you go to the consulate and you submit your visa application according to whatever is the nearest consulate for you, like Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata. If you're going into the consulate, all you'll have to do, ensure that you're into your formal clothing, and of course you're not going to go casually. Although there is no interview kind of a processing or a question at the VFS. Earlier it used to be, since about 2 years or more, there's no interview process, which is a good factor. But still, please go into your official or a professional way of getting into VFS. Carry your documents. Very important that you check your folder with all the documents listed under the checklist, like your academics and all the documents I mentioned about. You will have to be doing a biometric. That means you'll have to give your thumb impression and your information. Pass on the document, and there's no interview, like I said, or you may be handed a document to fill in. The document is again going to be related to your cover letter. Why Germany? How long are you going to stay? When are you traveling? What are your dates? What program? You'll have to have all these understandings before you go to the country. Of course, it's your profile. You need to know all this information, and you have to write it down on the paper. It's not going to be a communication on the paper. You submit it. Like I said, the APS is one of the major factor for a yes. For you to go to country, if you have certification, that means you're already authenticated. Second important factor is the requirements of your genuinity of your documents, like your passport and cover letter and CV. That's it, and you will make into the country. Your visa wait time is about 60 days to 90 days. You should be hearing back from the consulate. You'll get an email that your passport is ready, and you go collect it.
Wow.
And also, sorry, Vishnu, and also
No,
you
no, no,
talked
please.
about
No, no,
post
no worries.
study.
Please continue. Please continue.
Yeah.
It's good. Like
So
that's what we want. More content is better for us. So please go ahead.
So for post study, how do you get? Basically, when you're going from here, you're going as, of course, as a student visa on a national visa. Once you completed your academic here in terms of your UG or a master's degree, you're going to apply to industries or an organizations where you're going to get placed for. They're going to give you a contract. Basically, you will have to have all these documents. In terms of your education, or when you're on the campus, you need not have to worry whatsoever as the international students, because you have campus counselors in terms of guiding you in academic ways, what subjects, how many credits, what can you do, how can you cope into your internships or 6 months of practical experience. And also there's going to be career counselors, which means there is also going to be industries which is tied up with the universities you're studying in, and they're also going to give you references to apply with. And the career counselor is going to help you, guide you to prepare your CV, documentations, how you present yourself. And in terms of visa documents, also, they can help you out. All you have to do is collect the documents, go to the consulate again in the country and submit it, and that's it. You will be converted into your blue card or a work permit visa that you're looking forward to.
Oh, that's it. Very, very informative. Very informative. Like a lot of information. Now, actually, the session is over, but I would love to ask you one more question. Do you mind it? So it's about you.
No, absolutely not. Tell me.
Yeah. So it's about you because like let's take the students who are seeing this video. They would be fascinated by all this amazing information you have shared. So they also want to know about you. So
Yes.
so when you so how you came into this? So at which point you thought that yeah, I should be helping students achieving their dreams of studying abroad and settling over there. So how you came into
Yeah.
this?
Uzma Nishad, I think I've started my education career counseling since 2013. I have been into study abroad and placing many aspiring students who wants to go to different countries and different universities, study or settle since about 2013. That is about 12 years now. Um, I have been placing students in multiple countries, of course, USA, UK, Canada. Since about 4 to 5 years now, I've been completely focusing or doing a placements and studies for students for Germany. So having all these experiences and learnings throughout the application process, talking to universities directly, we have connected to universities, university representative, understood their education culture, what is the kind of environment for an international student. All these aspects have given me a lot of experience, and carrying forward to which now, me as a founder for ESC, it is called Europro Study and Immigration Consulting. I have been looking forward to place many students to study into their dream destination to universities, and also career placements, especially for healthcare sectors.
Thank you, Usma. It was a very, very good session, very incredible session with a lot of insights. I think any student
Thank
going
you.
to Germany would definitely benefit from this video.